Hello and welcome back to Chubby Farm and of course to Stardew Valley. Day 26 of fall. What is on the agenda today? We need to complete that bounty. We also need to go and talk to Clint with some coal. So I'll make sure to put that in my inventory right about now. The traveling merchant is also in town. And Pam has sent us a battery. Amazing. Mayor Lewis is letting us know that it is Spirit's Eve. Is that tonight? No, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Spirit's Eve. That is okay. We also have a little bit of honey ready to be harvested. We'll go ahead and sell that immediately because we don't really need it for anything. I will also go ahead and throw my bombs back in there. I don't think I need those. Out and with me at all times. That should be fine. How are we doing on coffee? I completely stopped brewing it up. And I don't know why, especially considering now all of our kegs are empty. And this seems like a fantastic time to be doing this, right? You can just make a whole bunch of coffee and we'll never have to worry about it again. That's a lie. We will have to worry about it again. But, you know, we won't have to worry about it for a little bit. So let's get that. Let's grab those coffees out, head inside, and make ourselves some triple shot, which is on the next screen. Let's make as many as we can. That is 22. That'll last us a decent amount of time. One spare coffee left over, that is okay. It can just immediately go back into that chest. All right, now it is time to go ahead and deal with all of our chores for the day, deal with our animals, and then we'll head down, see the traveling merchant. We'll go see Clint. I do still need to put that coal in my inventory, otherwise I am definitely going to forget. How much did he want? He wanted 15. I actually don't think I need them. I don't need them in my inventory to show Clint, which is a little bit strange, but that's how it works. So we're gonna leave them at home. Another rabbit's foot, another dinosaur egg, I should say. Dinosaur egg is better off not being turned into mayonnaise because it sells for 1,050 already. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's better to not turn this into mayonnaise, but I think we might need a mayonnaise dinosaur mayo for something anyway. We also got 2 rabbit's foot, 1 silver, 1 gold. Fantastic. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right, let's just move those down so that doing this next part isn't as painful. And I will put my wool in here just for the moment. I do need to make up some looms at some point, but not today. We also have 5 row available for us. That is amazing. Make sure I don't accidentally eat any of that. And today we can harvest up our fir trees and our birch trees. The pine trees are not going to get harvested until this one is ready. I also have a little bit of spread here that I don't want, so I'm just going to quickly knock out that tree and pretend I never saw it. And then we'll head to the farm cave and get on with the rest of the day. Get all of that sold. Do we have enough preserves jars to get all of these running? I think we do. Yeah, we absolutely do. I should grab back out my coffee beans. They should potentially just stay in my inventory again like we used to do while I use up all of these kegs that don't have any wine in them currently. I also should probably make some more kegs at some point, but you know, we'll get there eventually. All right, everything else can go away. Rabbit's foot can go down into there. That is the inventory pretty much cleaned up. Let's head down to the traveling merchant. From there, we'll head to the secret woods, and then we'll go and see Clint and hand in our coal quest. That's the plan. I believe it's this way to get up here. Yeah, perfect. Nailed that. Let me just hide my list for a second here. Grab this sweet gemberry, give it to Master Cannoli, and we should get, any second now, a star drop. Perfect. I think there's only a couple of star drops left at this point. We found a star drop. It's strange, but the taste reminds you of Panda Cubs. Like I said, that is you guys. Your maximum energy level has increased. Fantastic. Now we just need to find our way back out of here, which I think it's this way, and then down here, up, over there. Perfect. Done. Can you tell that I've done that before? All right. What is next? I also don't care about any of the loot in here. I am just out. Getting out of here. Don't forget the Mastery Cave. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I completely forgot about the Mastery Cave. Let's go through the Secret Woods again. I would get that, but I don't have my hoe on me. It is currently being upgraded. All right. How many levels of Mastery do we actually have now? We're at 3? Okay. I don't remember what I wanted to get next. I think it might have been the general one that gives me a general buff throughout the day. We also need to work on getting more fiber. Because we still haven't made the mining one, right? Do we have the mining one or the other one? I can't remember. If we have a look in here, where is the statue thing? Statue of Blessings, yeah. So we must have the general one, not the mining one. So maybe we do get the mining one next? And just like focus on Skull Caverns for a little bit. What do we got? We've got combat already unlocked. We have the farming, which is the Statue of Blessings. Fishing is nice, but I don't tend to do it very much. K-Town Chef, what is up? Not a lot, just playing some Stardew, you know? What's up with you? Someone got banned. Someone got banned. And then we have mining, which gives us the heavy furnace, which would be nice. Or this, and I think honestly it's mining. Heavy furnace is fantastic. We can smelt our ores down a whole lot faster. And we also get the statue of the Dwarf King, which gives us a mining related power every single day. Plus, gem bearing rocks grant twice the amount of gems, which is nice because we still need like 36 diamonds for the dwarf. Fantastic. All right, let's head home and see if we can't craft up either of those statues and start getting the buffs from them. And then we still need to see Clint. Don't forget about seeing Clint. Let's go see Clint now so I don't forget. Because you guys know me. All right, Clint. I have coal ore for you. I definitely didn't bring them with me. I don't know why you're thanking me for that. They are at my farm. If you want to go over there and check them, that's totally up to you. We get that 500 gold and a little bit more progress towards our next prize ticket. Fantastic. All right, let's head back to the farm and see if we can't craft up any of these statues that we now have access to. Also, if you see hazelnuts, I think I still need some. We should maybe do a foraging day tomorrow. Why is like, did I miss? What happened here? What happened when I was filling my cakes? Did I just like miss half of them? Wow, that's embarrassing. All right. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. Open up our crafting and we can make the statue of the Dwarf King. That is just 20 iridium bars. Absolutely easy. And then this, we still need an additional like 54 fiber, which is just frustrating. And we don't have the fiber seed recipe yet, so we can't do that. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll get there eventually. The other thing that we can potentially go ahead and make is upgrading all of these furnaces to better furnaces, right? Heavy furnaces. So let's break these because I believe that the heavy furnace recipe calls for a regular furnace. So let's get these all into the inventory and we'll go ahead and craft these up into the better version. We jump in here. Heavy furnace, we can only make 2. That is because we don't have enough iron. That's fine. That's fine. We can go ahead and throw 2 of those down. We'll grab out a whole bunch of iron ore as well as our coal. Throw those in there. They'll be ready in 2 hours and then we can rinse and repeat once we get a whole bunch of iron cooked up. For now, I'm going to throw the furnaces in there so that they are readily available. Head inside. And I will go ahead and throw the statue of the Dwarf King right there. We can get our first one. And I mean, we're probably not doing any mining today, but we'll grab +1 ore from nodes, just in case we decide to. All right. With that being done, there's really not a lot that I wanted to do today. I believe I finished everything. What am I doing when I'm putting this coffee in here? right click and just go a little bit slower. There you go. I think I got them all. I would like these to finish so that I can go ahead and craft a couple more. Let's go in here, grab out 4 more heavy furnaces. I will also grab out more iron and more coal. Get those up and running just so that we can smelt as much as possible in the shortest amount of time as possible. Perfect. With that done, we almost have $100,000. Did we sell anything today? Yeah, we sold a little bit. So we might actually be able to upgrade our house tomorrow, which would be fantastic. Other than that, there's not a ton to do. It's saying that I have 18 ready machines on my farm, and I don't know what that is. Oh, that'll be my... Did I not harvest my trees this morning? I don't need to harvest those yet. But since we're here, let's go ahead and harvest up our mahogany farm. I'm sure we'll need some mahogany reasonably soon. And then I think we'll just head to bed. I did not mean to kill that baby plant. That's my bad. I should have also brought over some tree fertilizer, but I guess I didn't really plan on doing this, so, you know, it is what it is. Actually, probably don't need to fertilize these, if I'm being completely honest. We don't need that much mahogany. That is 134, and we get an extra 9 seeds back, so I'll just go ahead and plant these and let them grow up on their own. That'll be absolutely okay. Perfect. All right, with that, I think it's time to head to bed. Making a lot faster progress now that we don't have as much to do as well. Tomorrow, I want to do a quick little foraging day to try and get a couple of extra hazelnuts. Also, just want to quickly fill up my silo before winter starts as well. Make sure that is done and dealt with. Yeah, I'm just missing some. If I walk diagonal, this is a little bit slower, and I think I can hit all of them without missing. Perfect. I think that's all of them. Let's get that away. Let's grab out all of our iron and potentially make up a couple more heavy furnaces. Now what are we missing? We're missing furnaces. I would like a couple more. Let's go ahead and make like 11 more furnaces, and then we can make 6 more heavy furnaces. That should be more than enough. That should be more than enough. Let's grab out our iron, grab out our heavy furnaces. I am going to put them up to here. I'm going to ignore this one. I didn't like how they weren't aligned before. And I need 1 more. Of course I do. All right, 2 of those, 1 of those, and throw that down, and that is our heavy furnaces done and dusted. That is all of our iron ore smelted up. Let's go ahead and grab out some iridium, get that smelting, just so that we can make a little bit of money if we ever need it. Get that done, and that should be a good chunk of iridium ready to go. But let's go to sleep for the night and move on to day 27 of fall, the second last day of fall. 7,884 gold for the day, not too shabby. It is Spirit's Eve today as well. We have some crops ready in the Grandpa's shed greenhouse, which is all of our ancient fruit, which we will be turning into wine. We have a pretty busy day today, actually. All right, let's start off by grabbing this and harvesting up all of this. That should be a decent amount of money. Yeah, that's 50,000 gold just with that one smelt, and it wasn't even all iridium. Fantastic. Let's keep that going. And at this point, now that we have these heavy furnaces, going to Skull Caverns is a lot more viable because we can get a whole bunch of iridium out of it, right? But that's probably not going to be today because we have quite a busy day. Like I said, we need to head into the desert, grab some more starfruit seeds, which means we may actually not be upgrading our house today because we're going to need that money for that. And then it is Spirit's Eve this evening, so I want to make sure to head to that as well. Grab all of these. Our first Dino Mayo is ready, and that sells for 11.20. This sells for 15.75, right? So this is not worth it. Not even a little bit. I also believe that this is our first one. I'm just going to sell my dinosaur eggs rather than make them into mayo because I think it's better with the artisan perk and with the treasure appraisal guide to do it that way. All right, Grandpa's shed can wait because I want to go to Sandy's before we head over there. Otherwise, I believe that's it. So I think it is a desert trip on the cards right about now. I will grab these persimmons as well as my apples down here. And then once we go over to Grandpa's shed, we can do the trees on that side of the farm as well. And that'll be absolutely fine. All right, let's get our inventory cleaned up real quick by selling a whole bunch of stuff. We should make a decent amount of money on the day, actually. 3,000 with the truffle oil, 660 for those, 1,500 for that. A little bit of broccoli to sell as well, and call that good. All right, from there, let's go ahead and head to the desert. Grab a whole bunch of starfruit seeds and get that rocking and rolling. Perfect. Our iridium hoe is finished, but I don't believe Clint is open today because it is Spirit Eve. Otherwise, it would be telling me to go and pick it up here. And unfortunately, Sandy is not here either, so we can't actually buy any starfruit seeds, which means I'm not going to harvest them until they are ready, right? Because I don't want to have to re-hoe or re-water or do any of that stuff. But we did have another plan today, which was to do a whole bunch of foraging. So let's go ahead, walk back to the farm, and we'll go on a quick little forage run for today since it is Saturday and forage resets tomorrow. Plus, I want a whole bunch of hazelnuts. So let me eat a triple shot espresso as well as a spicy eel. I will grab out my lucky ring, although I don't know how much difference it makes in terms of doing foraging stuff, but it can't hurt, right? And I will grab as much fiber as I can see because we still need it for that statue, right? We're actually getting a decent amount of fiber here. This might be affected by luck. I'm not sure, but it might be. If anyone knows for certain, I would love to know. If I can make this statue at the end of the day, I will be very, very happy. All right, how much? 126, that is absolutely enough. Only one hazelnut so far, which is actually a little bit crazy. I hope we have enough. I think we need like 5 in order to do everything that we need to do for perfection. I think that's the number. I will also head by Clint's and see if he's open, but I have a feeling he won't be. There is another hazelnut though. Fantastic. The festival's being set up, so I can't even go over there. Never mind then. We can, however, loot this. And we get 1 more mussel. Great. We need 5 in total for the raccoons. And just grab out my bait here. Fill these up. And then we can't go up this way either, right? Because the festival is being set up. However, we could walk to the mountains and continue looting over there. Actually, I will go up here just in case we do get a cutscene with the wizard to unlock the witch's swamp. The wizard and I privately meet regarding new monster hunters, wizards, witches, and adventurers who join our order. I want you to join our meetings, Panda. Your insights would prove most helpful. What do you say? Absolutely, I'll join in a meeting. Why not? And do we get another one with the wizard? Letting us know about the witch's swamp? No, unfortunately not. That's a shame. And I don't believe going over here does anything until we get that message, right? Yeah, do we just get question marks? I can't exactly remember what we need to start that quest. Alright, it is 6:20. We need to go to Spirit's Eve at, I believe the letter said 10 p.m. So we'll probably just do a little bit of coffee furnace action until that point. Let's grab out my gold ore and my copper ore. We'll do copper first, just because, you know, it's faster. And then we can replace it with gold after that. And that should be fine. That should be plenty of iridium. Mr. Furnace. And that is so much faster. And yeah, we have another $46,000 worth of iridium in there. That's 152 iridium bars. I'm considering, at this point, considering we're mostly getting our coal from dust sprites, I am very much considering heading to the sewer and switching my profession for the bars as well. Because, you know, it would be nice to be able to sell them for 50% more. That just sounds like a good idea to me. And of course, there is one gold bar left over, but that is absolutely fine. We have 145 copper bars. That should be more than enough. 152 iridium, 38 iron, and we should have a bunch of gold coming out very, very soon. Alright, with that, we can go ahead and throw our last piece of gold in there, grab out the rest of that copper. And it's only 8 PM. Let's go ahead and clean the inventory up, get that coal back in there. Coffee beans can probably be finished tonight as well. We do have more growing in the greenhouse. They should be ready relatively soon. And I think since we have a little bit of time, I'm going to drink myself a coffee, head down to the sewers, and change my profession for mining as well, so that we get a little bit more cash from our bars and we can make a whole bunch of money from iridium. I think it is generally a good idea to pick the coal one first, get up a decent supply, and then you know, go from there. The dwarf and the Krobus are about to have a fight. The wizard should intervene here though. Yeah, they're not happy with each other. Hey guys, break it up. Break it up. There's the wizard. Yeah, put them both on fire. And make friends. Just be happy. Stay in your lane, guys. Stay in your lane. Alright, with that, we are coming down from here. I don't believe we have access to this yet, but we might. No, we don't. We want access to that to get fiber. Although we did just get enough, so that's fine. I would like to change my mining profession, please. And then we may as well go and see Krobus while we're here. And see what they have for sale. They have cranberry sauce, I don't care. They have void eggs, we could get some void chickens. We may as well go ahead and buy the recipes. We could statue, wizard catalog is here, we can't afford that just yet. Void salmon sushi, we'll buy. And that should be good for now. That should be absolutely fine. Now we just have to wait until 10 PM and then we can come up this ladder and go to Spirit's Eves. It has began. We can come up this way. It spawns us over here, I imagine, because we would have got stuck if we actually came up through the sewer, and we can check on Pierre. There's a rare crow. We don't have that one yet, so we will be going ahead and buying that. We'll also buy the recipe for the jack-o'-lantern. I don't care about the rest of that. And then from here, we are just going to go around and talk to absolutely everyone we can. Trying to make friends with everyone and get everyone's hearts up to 10 as quickly as we possibly can. I'm not going to read any of this dialogue. I apologize, but that would make this festival far too long. So we'll come back up and then we'll go do the maze, get the golden pumpkin, which I believe is a loved gift by pretty much everyone, so we won't sell that either. I mainly want to do as much of this maze as I can so that I can talk to everyone, but if I miss someone, I'm not particularly concerned about it. That's a dead end, so we have to go this way. Talk to Abigail, who is in a little bit of a suit of armor, which is fantastic. I think then we go this way and we can talk to Penny, who is dressed as a zombie, which is fantastic as well. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't look at everyone's outfits at this point now. That is a little bit sad. Monsters ahead. I don't think they're going to be deadly. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and talk to Alex, who is some kind of a superhero. Amazing. Is that Shane? I don't know if that was actually Shane or not, but that is amazing if it was. That's a dead end. I think we have to go behind the red tree, right? But we can also go this way and talk to whoever this is. That is Victor. Victor's not dressed up, and I'm disappointed. Sam is a scarecrow. Amazing. Alright, and now we have to... Can we go this way? No, that's blocked off by something. So I believe it is the path with the red tree. Go through here, and this should be the way in. And then go through these zombies. Out this way. Oh no, monsters. Ah, scary. And we find ourselves with a golden pumpkin. Fantastic. And if we have a look at that, that is loved by absolutely everyone except for Susan. Amazing. So we'll keep that for gifting. And then we can take the shortcut and back out of there. And that puts us there, which we can get out, thankfully. And I think that is pretty much everyone talked to. Let's just have a quick look. We didn't talk to Andy. And we didn't talk to the dwarf, but I don't think the dwarf is actually here. Martin and Vincent. Vincent looks like he is dressed up, and we could talk to him. Morris probably isn't here. Do we care that much about finding Andy? Andy is right there. Okay. May as well talk to Andy. Dressed up as a pirate. Fantastic. And Vincent is down here. I don't know how I missed those guys, but that's fine. Alright, that's good enough for me. Let's head home and go to sleep. Actually, before we go to sleep, we can make the Statue of Blessings. And yes, I am okay with that ending. Let's open up the inventory. We'll go ahead and throw our rare crow over in there. How many do we have of the rare crows at this point? Are we almost there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like we might be missing one of the rare crows. Which one? I don't know. But that's not bad. Alright, you can go in there. Everything else is pretty much cleaned up already. Let's get the rest of our coffee brewing. And that is all of the coffee brewed up. So we can now remove that from our inventory, clean up a little bit of space. Get that in there. Pick up all of our gold. That is all of that smelted. And there's one more. Perfect. Get that in there. We now have a decent supply of all of that. And with that all being said and done, I think it's time for bed. Pat the dog, go to sleep for the night, and we get this. I would like miner and then blacksmith. Metal bars worth 50% more. Now we can sell our iridium for huge amount of profits. That is 14,000 gold on the day. Fantastic. Iridium hoe is ready. Susan's birthday. We'll go ahead and grab our artifact troves out. We should probably grab more of those at some point as well. And then we can get on with our farming tasks for the day. Actually, I forgot to craft the thing that I said I was going to craft. Let's go ahead and craft up the Statue of Blessings. Let's come back inside here. And I would like to move these to somewhere else. I would like my Statue of Blessings there. I would like my Statue of the Dwarf King there. And then I would like my lucky things up here for now. And that way we can come past and do these every single day. Greater chance to find coal sounds fine to me. And we also get 0.5 speed buff from the other thing. Fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and do our chores. Looks like we are at full hearts with a lot of our animals now too, so we don't have to worry about patting them as regularly, if at all, to be completely honest with you. We should be able to pretty much just leave them at this point and they will be happy enough. We also get 5 truffles, which should give us even more than that. That is 6 truffles. We can go ahead and throw said truffles into our truffle makers. All of our animals except for this one sheep and this one pig are very, very happy and we don't have to worry about patting them. And we have some milk to do. We need some more truffle makers. This will slowly fill up, but as we go through winter, we should be able to clear that out relatively easily. So I'm not too concerned about that. And then we have a whole bunch of syrups to grab as well. Fantastic. A whole bunch of oak resin, which will allow us to make more kegs if we want to, as well as some pine tar that is actually ready now with the front tree. Fantastic. All right, Susan's birthday. Traveling Merchant and the Queen of Sauce, which I'm going to watch right now so I don't forget and don't stress you guys out too much. Farm Cave is also ready. I'm just going to ignore that for today. I don't really care all that much about the Farm Cave anymore. Queen of Sauce, we learn how to cook artichoke dip. Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's sell all of the things that we don't need. Goat's cheese, truffle oil, cranberries, duck mayonnaise, red mushroom. Pine tar I will keep. Oak resin I will keep. And we can sell the rest of our cranberries. Hit Q. And that nicely cleans up our inventory. Now, Susan's birthday. What does Susan like? Pearl and pink cake. Where do I have a pink cake? Apparently it's in there. Perfect. We can give that to Susan. I also need to go and see Clint. I need to check the daily bulletin board. Shane wants an earth crystal. We should absolutely be able to do that. I imagine we have a boatload of them. So let's grab one of those. And then we'll head down to the traveling merchant first, I think. Anything we care about? Probably not, but it's always good to check. Rare Crow, do we have one of those? Yes, we do. So nothing we need there. Harvest crops from Grandpa's shed, pick up iridium hoe, and give Susan a birthday gift. Plus, give Shane this earth crystal. Where is Shane? Shane is at home, and I'm hoping that we can get into his room because he's probably still in there. He's not, actually. Fantastic. You're up and awake. Perfect. There is your earth crystal. Nice and easy. The question I have for you guys, do I have heaters in my animal things? I don't think I do, so I'm going to grab 2 heaters from here as well. We can place those down before winter starts. All right, next stop is Clint's and Susan's. All right, we now have an iridium hoe. Perfect. Before we go up and see Susan, I think I would also like to go down to the beach and check on my crab pots because we are still looking for those mussels for the raccoons. The faster we can get that done, the happier I will be. We don't get any mussels, but that's okay. At the very least, we can clear these out and start working on some more. All right, now we need to find Susan, and Susan is up by Robin's. Okay. You know what? Let's go back home and grab the ingredients for an additional fish pond. Get that built at Robin's, and then we can go up and see Susan. I think that's a pretty decent plan. Just to remind myself, the fish pond is 5 green algae, 5 seaweed, and 200 stone. So 200 stone, easy. 5 of you and 5 of you. And then we can go straight up and warp to the mountains. Go and see Robin. Hi Panda, I was just cleaning some dust off my saw. Good for you, Robin. I have made quite a few things out of wood. And you are going to give me... What are you going to give me? A blueprint for the flute block and the drum block. It feels good to be able to... Okay, perfect, thanks. I definitely wanted flute blocks and drum blocks. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and construct farm buildings and grab ourselves an additional fish pond. And this is going to sit with our other ones right down there. Perfect. Just to keep Robin busy, because we do have some jobs for her that are coming up, and I would rather get them done rather than have to do all of the things all at once. So our next stop is to go see Susan. And she, in theory, should be in her house, maybe? Or she might have moved since we looked. I don't see a Susan anywhere. We must have missed her. Okay, she's going into town. That is actually kind of annoying. Let's also grab that while we're here. And try and catch up to Susan. Let's drink some coffee so we can run after her. And with that little speed boost, we are quite quick. All right, Susan, where are you going? Wow, you didn't make much progress at all. Okay, that's fine by me. There you are. Come here, Susan. Come here. Let's get the pink cake ready. And happy birthday. I'm a little annoyed you made me run, but that is okay. We are now up to 5 hearts with Susan. All right, next stop is going to be the desert. We should have brought some artifacts, but no, we forgot Let's quickly check on you. It is Sunday, so I should probably come back here actually. Because we can now buy a whole bunch of staircases. And we might even bring some iridium bars as well. Just so that we can make our own desert warp totems. Although this is so cheap that I'll probably continue to do it that way. But yeah, we'll definitely want to grab ourselves 10 iridium, all of our jade, and probably all of our rubies as well. We may as well get those traded in, as well as some omni geodes. But first, I want to go and see Sandy to grab ourselves some more starfruit seeds. Hello, can I please buy like all of those? I need 150 for the thing. Let's buy some extras since we're here. 200, sure, that'll do. Let's get that done, and then we can walk back to the farm, grab all the things that we need, and then we'll have to take the bus back because we are out of desert warp totems. All right, let's get everything stashed in our inventory, sell the things that we don't need. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Thankfully, it lets you take them back out. That would have been very sad. All right, and then let's grab all of the things we need. So we need all of our jade. We need all of our rubies. We need all of our omni geodes. And I think that's it. Was there anything else I needed to bring? I don't think so. We could take the diamonds, but I'm saving those up for the dwarf. I have quartz in here. I don't actually remember why, but I'm going to bring it with me anyway, just in case. I think that'll be fine. All right, let's go back to the desert, buy all the things we need, and then we'll come back to the farm and sort out Grandpa's shed. All right, now we can come over here to the desert trader. I will buy all of the desert warp totems that I can, which is 19 of them. I will buy all of the spicy eel that I can. I will buy, I guess I just had those for bombs. Sure. I'll buy 5 bombs. I'll buy all the staircases that I possibly can. And I forgot to bring the iridium, but that's fine. We can do that another time. I'm not particularly concerned about that. And we should potentially bring some gold as well to, you know, grow some gold carrot seeds next spring. That would be a nice thing to do. But for now, that will absolutely do the trick. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's walk back to the farm. I was going to say I probably should have foraged this up, but it's Sunday, so it wouldn't have been the best forage in the world anyway. So it is what it is. That'll be absolutely okay. All right, let's get everything stored. That can go back in there. Staircases can go in that chest. Let's go install our heaters and then deal with Grandpa's shed. I should probably also put speed grow. We already have a heater in here. Do we have one in our barn as well, though? That's the question. Grab those truffles since we're around. And we can actually put them in immediately. Put the spare one in there. We have 6 spare. That'll be fine. Check for the... No, we do not have a heater in here, so I'm glad that I bought it. Let's go ahead and throw that up. That'll keep them happy during winter. And then we will head over to Grandpa's shed greenhouse and get all of our starfruit harvested, planted, and then start turning that all into wine. And that is a decent amount of starfruit. All right, let's get those out because I would like to replace some of these. That heater can go away for the moment. Let's grab out our scythe and harvest this all up. I definitely should put speed grow on this, but for right now, I'm not going to worry. That might be the next choice. That has speed grow on it. I don't have any more, so the rest of these ancient fruit aren't going to have speed grow. They'll take a full season to grow, but that is what it is. And then the rest of this is just going to be starfruit. Perfect. And I will throw the rest of my starfruit seeds in here to just keep them hanging out. Perfect. With that done, let's go ahead and turn a whole bunch of this into wine. And harvest the trees that I said I was going to harvest, but completely forgot about. And actually, while we are here, let's go ahead and harvest up all of our fruit trees as well. Grab their seeds and we can move them into the regular greenhouse now that they're not going to grow anymore. Tomorrow is the start of summer, start of winter, I should say. So having these outside is going to be far less efficient than having them in the greenhouse. And we can also move the money tree as well. Although that probably would have been better to stay there just in terms of raw value, but I'd like to have all my trees in one place. So that is what it is. I believe we only have the one more fruit tree, and that is this apple tree right down here. We'll harvest that up as well. And that should be a whole bunch of fruit trees ready for us to plant in the greenhouse. All right, let's head in. I don't want to plant any duplicates. So for instance, that nectarine sapling is not going to get planted. Let me just quickly organize this so that I have all of my trees in the same place. And we also need the coin thing. Where did the coin thing go? That is right there. Perfect. All right, let's switch to that inventory and get these planted. I don't really care where they go in terms of ordering. I just want all of them to be planted. And like I said, I'm just going to sell that spare nectarine sapling. I just want one of each tree in here for now. And perfect. That should be all of the trees. Yes, that is all of the trees. Fantastic. Coffee is going to be ready in a day as well, which will be nice. That's not a tree. Oh, that is a tree. Let me grab my axe out and chop this one down as well. I didn't see it there. Do we already have a peach tree in there, though, is my question. We have money bags, apricot, orange, persimmon, nectarine, cherry, pear, pomegranate, apple. No, we did not have a peach tree in there. So let's get that planted. And that should be good. Fantastic. All right, now it is time to clean up the inventory a little bit here. We will sell the spare nectarine. We'll sell our money bags. We'll sell our common mushroom. And the question is, do we want to turn the gold quality starfruit into wine, or do we just do the regular and the silver? And I think we just do the regular and the silver, because otherwise we're going to have far too much. The question I have, though, is can we craft more kegs? We can craft 38 more kegs. That's not bad. And that is just limited by the fact that we don't have enough iron. So we might need to do a skull cavern run in the near future. But let's craft those up and get as many of these going as we possibly can. So let's harvest. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's get you out of the way. Harvest those up so we can see. And then we'll just go ahead and place a whole bunch of kegs down as far as we can while still being able to get around them. And then we'll do another line up here. I can't place it in front of my doghouse, which is actually kind of annoying, but that is what it is. And we only have 5 left. I guess they can live in here. Yeah, it's not pretty, but it'll do, right? And then we can go ahead and put starfruit in every single one of these. Just going slow enough that I make sure that they are definitely getting filled. And that should be a good amount of wine. From there, I will go ahead and throw the rest of my starfruit in here because we will eventually process it up. And that'll be absolutely amazing. All right, clear out the inventory. What do we got going on? That is all good. Let's just quickly throw this heater in the decoration chest for the moment. We don't need it. And that should be good. That should be very, very good. Fantastic. All right, let's head to bed and call that an episode. I think we did a pretty decent job at prepping. Let me just quickly check my... Oh, I finished that. That's okay. I thought I didn't do that and I was about to be mad. But that is everything we needed to do. So let's head to bed and call the episode there. If you guys did enjoy the video, please go ahead and make sure to leave a like and a comment for the sake of engagement. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and consider becoming a Golden Panda member if you would like your name in the game as one of our beautiful animals. With all that being said, until next time, happy building, happy farming. Bye guys.